Do you feel the vibes?
Hi, welcome to another Gimp 2.10 tutorial. My name is Eddie, and I'm going to show you how to create this full background with this plate art saucer and the coffee cup. So let's start. Go to File, New, and create a new image, 1920 by 1080. Go to the layer dialog and right click on the background layer and select from the option Add Alpha Channel. Go to Layer, Layer Effect, and select Pattern Overlay. Here, click the Browse button, and on the pattern selector, select Wood Panel 2H. Make the size 300 pixel, and make sure that you have Merge with the layer checked. And we have our background first. This is going to represent a picnic table outside, or a table outside. Now, click and add a new layer and name this one plate. And then let's place the center guideline. So go to View, Crosshair Guide. Okay. And then what we're going to do, we're going to create the plate first. So go to the brush tool and select the brush tool. And the size of this brush is going to be 700 pixel. And then come to the foreground background and click on this arrow where it says switch, and switch to the background to white color like it is right now. And then click on the center. Okay. Then go to Layer, Layer Effect, Drop Shadow. And we're going to leave the color, the blend mode, and the opacity and the angle as the default mode. And then for the distance, we're going to make it 14. Spread, it's going to be, let's make it 20. And the size, 10. And click on this option, Layer Knocks Out Drop Shadow. And click OK. Okay. And then what we're going to do, we're going to create a design on this plate. So go to the foreground color and change the color, okay, to AE 0918. Okay, now go to Layer, Layer Effect, Inner Glow. Right click on the color picker and choose foreground color, so we can select that color that we just changed. And then change the blend mode to multiplied. The opacity is going to be 100. The choke 47. Make the size 30. Come to the contour and change it to ring double. And select Merge with Layer. Check Merge with Layer. Click OK. And we have our design on this. And then we will want to create, we're going to create what they call the debows inside the plate, on the center of the plate, most likely. So add a new layer on top and name this one deboss. And then switch the color on your foreground to black and select the brush size 500. Click on the center. And then what we're going to do, we're going to reduce the opacity to 0. This. Now go to layer, layer effect, and select bevel emboss. For the style, we're going to choose inner bevel. For the depth, 65. Size is going to be 10. Soften, 16. And change the altitude to 70. And just click OK. And we got that the bows, or they call these to the inner plate anyway. Uh, Click on the top layer and add a new layer, and name this one cup. Change the brush size to 400. Okay. And then what we're going to do, we want to click on the center again. And then go to layer, layer effect, drop shadow. And we're going to apply the same configuration, so click OK. To that, go to color, layer, layer effect, inner glow. Now we're going to change the color here, so right click on the color picker and select this time white. Change the blend mode to screen, and the choke, change it to 30. Come to the contour and change it back to linear. And uncheck merge with layer and click OK. Now click on the deboss highlight layer and add a new layer on top and name this one ear. We're going to create the ear of the mug or the ear of the cup. Change the size of the brush, this time to 75. And then we going to the dynamics, and we're going to change that to fade. Select fade, and then click on the dynamic option drop down and or right on the fade length 300 pixel. Okay. And then we come to the inside part of the cup, just about right here. Make sure you're inside the inner ring of the cup, and click once, and then press Shift and Control in your keyboard and hold, and then drag your cursor down diagonally. And we're going to click again between this ridge or the plate, what they call the boss, and these lines right here from the style or the design. We're going to click in between right here and click, and we make the ear. This is how it looks from the top. So okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to apply some effect so it will match the plate or the cup. Okay, so the first thing we're going to go to layer, layer effect, drop shadow, and again we're going to apply the same configuration. we did for the other ones. Then go to layer, layer effect, gradient overlay. And here we're going to select the gradient half circle. Okay. Then make sure that it's linear. For the center, we're going to write 1150. Write 1150 by 700. For the angle, 130. And for the gradient width, make it 600. And make sure that you have merge with layer. And we have our ear. Okay. Then select the cup layer and add a new layer on top. Name this one foam. Make the brush size 360 and go to the dynamics and change the dynamic back again to where it was before. Usually pressure opacity is the default mode. Change it to that. And then come to the center and click once. Now we're going to reduce the opacity in this one too. I'm going to reduce it to 0. And then go to layer, layer effect, and again gradient overlay. Click on the gradient selection or selector and select coffee and foam gradient. Make the gradient type radial and make it 960 by 540 for the center. Make the gradient angle 90. And the size, we're going to make it 500 pixel. And uncheck this option right here. Back. Uncheck it. Merge with layer. Click OK. Okay, and we have this ring, this foam ring. Now, select the layer foam gradient and add a new layer on top and name this one layer. And we name it layer because we're going to merge these two layers, so this layer will disappear and it will stay with the name of foam gradient. Okay. Change the color of the foreground to make it 442 B16. And then select the brush foam shape. Make the size of this brush 350 and come to the inner part of the cup, to the top part right here, and what you're going to do is you're going to align the top part of the brush, the curved part of the brush, with the inner part of the ring of the cup, and just click once and then go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, 5 pixel, click OK. And what we did, we blended a little bit the ring that we have from foam in this foam shape. Okay. Now what we're going to do now is we're going to merge down this layer. Just right click and select merge down. Okay. And then we're going to right click that layer and select alpha to selection and we're going to add a new layer on top, and then this one bubbles. Okay, and then what we're going to do, we're going to select the brush tool again, and this time select the bubble brush. And the size for this brush, we're going to start with a 3 pixel. And what we're going to do, we're going to uh, before we do anything, we're going to make the brush, we're going to the dynamics, and click back where it says dynamic option, click the drop down, and then select apply jitter, and the amount is going to be 20 pixel, and then come to the cup and to the foam, and just go around the brush. If you want to see it better, and this is what we're going to do, we're going to click here and we're going to zoom in a little bit so we can see what we're doing. So apply, keep applying or painting around the ring, the foam ring, and keep doing. Don't be cheap, applying a good amount of bubbles. This is going to represent the bubbles. That's smaller. It's like a foam bubbles on the foam. When you think it's good and that you're satisfied with it, then change the size of the brush to a 10 and make the aspect ratio 6, and then come to the foam again, and this time try to just peck or paint a few of these small bubbles, right? Like around this part too. Few. Alright. And then change the size this time to 20. And do the same thing. But this time trying to make on the edges right here. Paint a few on top. Don't paint here because it would be, because of the light that represent that the bowl have, the right reflection, then it wouldn't be wouldn't look so real. All right, and then go to select none to get rid of the selection, and change the layers mode to okay. Let's change to gray merge. All right, and that will blend a little bit more. You can zoom out. All right, and then what we're going to do, we're going to make a glare on this one, on the coffee, just a little glare on this side since the light is coming up from this a little bit. So we're going to create a glare. Now select the foam gradient and change the foreground to FFFDDD. Okay, and then go to layer, layer effect, gradient overlay. Okay, here select the gradient FG to transparent, change the gradient type to linear, make the opacity 30. For the center we want 1000 by 650. The gradient angle 130, and the width we're going to make it 200. Just click OK, and we have that nice glare there. So select the background layer and make the background invisible. And go back to the top layer and select the top layer. And right click this top layer and select from the menu new from visible. Okay. What we did, we put all these uh, effect into one layer. Alright. Then make the background visible once again. Okay. Okay, and we want to create or add a new layer on top, and this new layer we're going to name it let's make it sunspots. Sunspots. Okay. And then what we're going to do, we're going to uh, select the brush hardness 075. Okay. And the size for this brush, we're going to make it 700 pixel. Pretty big. Okay. And then come to the background close to the plate, and just click on this side of the rim or the edge of the plate. Click once. Okay. And then pick a spot. It doesn't matter. A few spots so you can, place the sun spots. Okay. Then after that, go to filters, blur, Gaussian blur. We're gonna give it a blur of 100 pixel. Click OK, and change the layer mode for this one to overlay, and reduce the opacity to 70. And we have a nice, sunspots. And then after that, click on the background layer and add a new layer on top. And then name this one leaves. This is where we're going to put the autumn leaves or the fall leaves. Okay. Pick up the brush tool and select the brush leaves. This is an animated brush that I created, so you can put your sleeve. Okay. And then what we're going to do, we're going to just drag the brush around or click everywhere. You can drag or click so you can have a few leaves. Okay. And then after that, after you're satisfied with the amount, don't make sure that you leave some spot on the table. And what we're going to do now is we're going to create a shadow, a little shadow on the leaves. So go to layer, layer effect, drop shadow. Okay. Here make the distance 5, the spread 0, and the size make it 7. Okay. Just click OK. And that's it for this tutorial. I hope you learned something from this tutorial, and I'm going to see you next time with another new tutorial. Okay? Thank you for following.
Do you feel the vibe?